Anticipation building this morning in the nation's capital as Justice Brett Kavanaugh is getting ready now to join the Supreme Court.
He was voted in after that lengthy nomination battle, and now the world is watching to see how his confirmation could shape the country for years to come. We got senators confirming Kavanaugh over the weekend. After leaving Orlando today, the president's going to be flying back to Washington, where he will swear in Brett Kavanaugh at the White House. Because today is a federal holiday, Judge Kavanaugh is not really going to start his new job until tomorrow. The Supreme Court has several hearings going on this week, and joining me now to talk about the breakdown, the confirmation, and for what it means going forward is political analyst and Republican Mike Herodopoulos, and our attorney and for the Democrat side, Whitney Boan. Great to have you both here with us.
Morning.
We've been talking, I'm going to talk with you, Mike, first, the blue wave that could be coming in November. Do you feel that that's the way this is going after this confirmation, or is it stirring up the conservative base, perhaps?
Well, we'll find out in about a month or so, but yeah. I think without question the support that Kavanaugh received by the United States Senate confirming him as the new one of the justices in the Supreme Court is a big deal. And I think Susan Collins laid out the argument best. She methodically went through each of the cases, including Roe versus Wade. And I think it's pretty clear right now the Republicans have picked up momentum. But look, it's whoever gets out there and votes. And right now, I think Republicans and Democrats are both energized. It should be a big year, maybe like a presidential election year.
Whitney, Mike actually just brought up exactly what I want to talk to you about. Susan Collins talking about this. She's very confident that Judge Kavanaugh is not going to overturn Roe versus Wade. But once you get a person into the seat, it's a lifelong appointment, so there's nothing that you can do about it. How confident are you that Roe v. Wade is going to remain intact?
Well, Bob, what happens in terms of case law and jurisprudence coming from the U.S. Supreme Court is it's going to take a set of facts that has to get in front of them that would address the same issues that were in Roe versus Wade. So I understand people's concerns that, okay, Kavanaugh is going to be a U.S. Supreme Court justice now. He's kind of spoken about his beliefs about abortion and how he feels about Roe versus Wade. However, that doesn't mean that the first thing he's going to be able to do when he gets there is overturn Roe versus Wade. It's going to take a lot of other variables being in play for that to even be at a place for them to be making them that sort of review. What happens instead is that they make smaller decisions that deal with things like statutes limiting where abortions can be done, which therefore makes it, impractical for anybody to meaningfully be able to get one. So those sorts of things are the more pressing concern, but it's all going to turn on when those sort of facts get before the U.S. Supreme Court anyways.
Whitney, I'm going to stay with you on this just because I thought you might have an insight into this. Does he hit the ground running, or is tomorrow to find out where the water cooler kind of thing is and get settled into his robes and all that kind of a deal, or does he just jump right in there?
When they're in session, he will be participating in that, but I imagine tomorrow, no, he's just going to be reporting to work and getting settled in and finding his way around and figuring out what cases may ultimately be assigned to him. It's not going to be something where Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned tomorrow.
Sure.
I'm not excited about his being confirmed personally, but this is happening, and he's got a lifetime appointment, and I hope he serves the position proudly.
Mike, we've seen a lot of protests going on. What your anticipation of any kind of a political fallout for this?
Well, again, I think both sides are energized without doubt. Everyone understands the true ramifications, not just to taxes, but also the Supreme Court's decisions now. I just hope everyone does get out and vote. This is an important year, and this will decide which direction we might go, not just here in Florida, but across the country.
Is that the end of Supreme Court nominations? I had heard some hints about something perhaps happening in 2020 as well.
Well, there's a good chance that Ginsburg could be up. There's a lot of discussion, but there's as well as Clarence Thomas, and so we might have another opening, whether it be early next year or the following year. And so these are the realities. So the Republicans keep control of the Senate, which they're expected to do. It would mean that President Trump would have another appointment potentially at his disposal.
Mike Herodopoulos, Whitney Boan, great to have you both here with us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
All right.